unmask this crazy story of the cartel's killer clowns. In the shadows of Mexico's underworld, the sinister plot of the Sinaloa Cartel's hitman unfolds. Brace yourself for a jaw-dropping account of drug lord Francisco Rafael Arellano Felix's shocking assassination. Deceit, drama, and danger collide in this tale, exposing a realm where reality is stranger than fiction. On October 18, 2013, Francisco Rafael was celebrating his 64th birthday with his family and friends at Ocean House, a beautiful beachfront banquet hall owned by Hotel Marbella in Los Cabos, Baja California. It was a joyous occasion with around 80 to 100 guests, including well-known businessmen, politicians, celebrities, and sports figures like former Mexican footballer Jared Borghetti and professional boxer Omar Chavez. The party was lively, featuring various musical groups, including Banda La Cabeña, El Mariachi de los Cabos, and the former leading vocalist of Banda El Recodo. However, as the evening progressed, an unexpected and tragic event occurred. At around 8 p.m., a black-colored SUV drove onto the private property and parked near the hall's entrance. Witnesses observed two men in the front seats and a man dressed as a clown in the back seat. The clown got out of the car and made his way toward the door leading to the kitchen. Inside the ballroom, the clown spotted Arellano in the center of the room and started walking toward him. When the clown was about a meter away, he pulled out a pistol hidden in his costume and shot Francisco Rafael at close range in the head. The attack didn't stop there. The clown fired several more shots at him as he fell to the ground, resulting in his immediate death. The guests were terrified, and chaos ensued as they sought safety under the tables, while the assailant managed to escape through a rear exit. Shortly after the attack, 4 more shots were heard outside the ballroom. Eyewitnesses revealed that the clown had fired them to scare off one of Arellano Felix's sons, who was chasing him. The suspect quickly fled the crime scene in the same black SUV and headed toward the highway. The local authorities were the first to arrive, followed by the Mexican Armed Forces and other law enforcement agencies. Francisco Rafael's wife, in tears, informed them about her husband's identity. The autopsy later revealed that Arellano died due to severe traumatic brain injury from shots to the thorax and head caused by an FN-57 pistol. At the time of his death, Francisco Rafael was the leader of the Tijuana Cartel, which he established along with his brothers in the late 1980s. In the early 90s, the cartel engaged in a fierce rivalry with the Sinaloa Cartel, led by Joaquin Guzman Loera El Chapo, as both groups sought control over Tijuana. This rivalry culminated in a violent incident at the Guadalajara International Airport in 1993, where the Tijuana cartel gunmen accidentally shot a prominent Roman Catholic cardinal instead of their intended target, El Chapo. As a consequence of this incident, Francisco Rafael was arrested and faced charges related to the cardinal's murder and drug trafficking. He was eventually released from a U.S. prison in 2008 and relocated to Los Cabos. On that fateful day, guests were joyfully celebrating Francisco Rafael's birthday when a man dressed as a clown entered the venue. Suddenly, gunshots rang out, causing panic among the attendees. The killer clown managed to escape in a black SUV, and Francisco Rafael succumbed to his injuries. Although the identity of the shooter remains unclear, many believe that the Sinaloa Cartel, once again, was involved in the attack due to their past conflicts with Francisco Rafael. Some even suspect that Francisco Rafael might have tipped off the authorities about El Chapo's whereabouts in the past, leading to resentment within the Sinaloa Cartel. Mexican authorities investigated the murder, and it was suggested that José Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa El Chino Antrax, the leader of the armed cell within the Sinaloa Cartel, might have been the mastermind behind the assassination. The motive was speculated to be related to money laundering, as the Sinaloa Cartel had significant control over organized crime in Los Cabos. This tragic event shook the country, and it marked the end of Francisco Rafael's tumultuous life in the drug underworld. Meanwhile, El Chino Antrax, the alleged hitman involved in the killing, also met a grim fate and was murdered in Sinaloa in 2020 after his arrest on drug trafficking charges in 2013. But what were the primary reasons behind the Sinaloa-Tijuana War, and what sparked the intense conflict between the two rival drug cartels? The Sinaloa-Tijuana War marked a significant and violent conflict between two rival Mexican drug cartels, namely the Sinaloa and Tijuana cartels. This intense feud unfolded in various states across Mexico, including Baja California, Sonora, Sinaloa, Durango, Jalisco, Guerrero, Michoacán, and Oaxaca. The war occurred twice, first from 1989 to 1993, and then from 2001 to 2002. Throughout this gang war, there were numerous shootings, bombings, and other horrendous acts perpetrated by both sides. In 2002, the conflict reached its conclusion when the leaders of the Tijuana cartel were brought down by a joint effort involving the Sinaloa Cartel and law enforcement. The roots of the rivalry can be traced back to 1989, when the ambitious head of the Sinaloa Cartel, El Chapo, proposed a partnership in the drug trade with the Arellano Felix brothers, who led the Tijuana cartel. However, the brothers dismissed the idea, considering him inexperienced, and were further angered when El Chapo smuggled drugs through their territory without their consent or sharing profits. Tensions escalated when the Arellano Felix brothers sought revenge for the murder of their envoy, Rayo Lopez, by El Chapo's side. This led to a deadly war between the two families. The conflict involved warnings from the Mexican government, failed assassination attempts, bombings, and retaliatory raids on drug warehouses. Ultimately, imprisoned trafficker Armando Carrillo Fuentes played a role in mediating a truce between the cartels, but the peace was short-lived, and betrayal resulted in a cycle of revenge and violence. On November 8, 1992, a significant event unfolded in Puerto Vallarta when gunmen, posing as Sinaloa Cartel police, attacked rivals from the Tijuana Cartel during Benjamin Arellano Felix's birthday at Christine nightclub. This ignited fierce conflict between the two cartels. Carrillo Fuentes, aligned with the Tijuana Cartel, attempted to eliminate El Chapo. On May 24, 1993, hitmen from the Logan Heights gang, working for the Tijuana Cartel, tried to assassinate El Chapo at Guadalajara International Airport, resulting in the death of Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo. Though El Chapo survived, he was later captured in Guatemala and accused of the cardinal's murder. After his arrest, El Chapo spent 1993 to 2001 in high-security prisons. He ingeniously escaped on January 19, 2001, hiding in a laundry cart, and resumed leading the Sinaloa Cartel. His plan was to unite rival cartels against the Arellano brothers, but they only agreed if one brother survived. On February 10, 2002, Ramon Arellano Felix went to Mazatlan, hoping to find Sinaloa's co-leader Ismael Zambada Garcia with minimal guards. Betrayed by Carlos Tirado Lizarraga under El Chapo's pressure, Ramon and Alhambra were fatally shot during a carnival parade. On March 9, 2002, El Chapo persuaded a special forces leader to join him for a monthly payment of $30,000. Together, they captured Benjamin Arellano Felix, ending their conflict. This allowed El Chapo to form a drug cartel federation, supported by the Mexican government and the DEA, except the Gulf Cartel led by Osiel Cardenas Guillen. El Chapo declared war, launching raids against the cartel in Nuevo León, sparking a new conflict. Who do you think was responsible for the tragic death of Francisco Rafael Arellano Felix at his birthday party? Share your thoughts in the comments below.